spiritual like obstacles you gotta maneuver around and like know how to you know your way back and forth to just keep on doing it over and over again, and it gets smoother and smoother. And then once you open yourself up so much more, you can take on more things. Your mind opens up a little more. You see things differently. You're happier because you know how the world actually works, and you feel you can do anything you want. That's what really happens. Once you keep doing that, you like I said, the ball is rolling, my guy. The ball is gone. You out this bitch. It's just a matter of time. Then you realize like. So one of the things that I think about is that has really helps me in my day-to-day life is just learning how to relate everything back to my spiritual health, because I realized how important my own well-being is, in my own self-worth, and some people can interpret that in the wrong way, thinking like, oh yeah, you think you're so arrogant because you think you're important to everything and everyone else. But I mean, not necessarily. Basically, what I'm saying is like, there's a huge ass thunderstorm outside. I don't know what's going on. Basically, what I'm saying is like, I don't think you're supposed to be out here valuing other people like on a pedestal above you. That's where we get dictatorships from, and like supermodels and like people throwing themselves at people. I mean, that's all fine and dandy if you really want to do that, but I want you like to know the entire like how that works and everything. Because once you start putting someone above you, then you start letting someone's needs go over yours. The reason that is a problem is, let's say if you truly care about somebody, you truly care about the whole world, you want to help the whole world, then you wouldn't be, like let's say you have one last piece of food. This is the example like I want to use. Like, you have one last piece of food. You keep on getting food there. You have a certain amount of food that keeps coming in, but you're giving it all away. And you're giving food to other people. Like, you're giving food to people who are homeless and shelters and stuff. But at the same time, you're getting smaller and smaller and skinnier, and you're still just throwing food out to everyone else. And I don't need it. It's like, if you were smart, what you would do is get that food. Let's say you're growing pumpkins or like watermelon or something like that. You get those seeds from that food. You get a little bit of food. It's okay to give, but give within your means. That's why if you were to grow that stuff into like a field or something like that, you'd have even more food for yourself and for everyone. You could feed even more people. So extrapolate that to anything. I like to make everything about like my spiritual health and everything, like, because that's why I know if I'm not good, then I can't give back to everyone else. So I just want to, like, for example, like let's say, obviously, since you're gonna be, for me, for example, I like to dream big. I think everyone should dream big, because if you don't dream big, then you're selling yourself short. If you have big dreams, the only thing stopping you from getting those big dreams, like to really, really fulfill yourself, because like little small things, it's all right to a certain extent, like in certain parts of your life, but your entire life purpose, a human life is so valuable. Like, it's not worth just like, my whole entire life purpose is to get a car. You see, like, stuff like that, like, you don't want to live for stuff like that, because it comes so quick, like that. It can leave just that quickly. Things that take years and years and to grow, you get the most. It's like the difference between instant gratification and delayed gratification. It takes a long while for you to get like to a point. Like, I like to look up to Elon Musk, because he's one of the most successful people in the world right now. It's like Jeff Bezos and other millionaires, billionaires. It took him years and years and years to get to like the 5 companies he has, like Tesla, Boring Company, Neuralink, all his SpaceX, goddamn, all these motherfucking companies he got. like, he did not want to think small. Even though his business model is always think big. Tesla always like, all right, what is the craziest thing that we can fucking put into a car that make people want to get it? Because this is my dream. His whole dream is to make everyone be in the future and have electrical cars and get rid of all the bad gas fumes and all that stuff. That's his dream. He didn't go, okay, I want to make one electric car. He could have stopped there. But no, he has a big scope. And it didn't, and like, no matter what you say, you can't take away anything he said. You can take away someone's car. You can't take away his entire legacy. That's why I feel like and that's like his whole entire, that's what he stands for. I forgot to say this. This is what you stand for. What you stand for is very, very important. Because that's what gives you purpose on a day-to-day basis. That's why I would like to look at everything back spiritually to what I'm doing in the moment right now. Because that's why if you work in a 9-to-5 job and a job that you hate, and it has nothing to do with what you're like trying to do in your life, and you're gonna hate your life, you're gonna hate everything. You're not gonna do good at work. Only saving grace is when you're gonna get back home and you actually gonna feel like you've been able to do what you want. In reality, I learned this from I forgot the name of this rapper. He said this thing. It wasn't Money Man. It was some other rapper. I forgot his name, but there's another entrepreneurial rapper. He's very smart, very intelligent individual. He was on this podcast with this one person. I forgot the name of this. I already watch the podcast all the time. I don't know what's going on. But what he said was like, do not get a job for money. You get a job for knowledge. That knowledge relates right back to you, whatever your purpose is, whatever you stand for as a person. And these aren't easy questions for you to answer. What do you stand for? What is your big dream? That's not an easy question to answer. And the reason for that is because if it was easy, then it wouldn't be that hard, it wouldn't like have that much meaning. If it takes you like 2 seconds to think of that, maybe, I mean, that depends on how long you've been thinking about it collectively. But like if it takes you like a month or something, like you just started thinking about what your purpose is, then now whatever you come up with at the end of that month or 2 weeks or however long it takes for you to find out what you need to do with your life, when your journey, that's what's supposed to drive you as a person your entire life. That's what's supposed to do. You want that journey. But this is actually something I've been thinking about. I've been done this. I like to think about my thoughts like open. I'm just going to say it right now. Like, I'm still thinking about, is it better for you to just have such a big dream that you wouldn't be able to do it in a lifetime? Or should you limit yourself and just only have a small dream, or maybe one you think you can accomplish in a lifetime? And thinking about it now, it's more like it doesn't matter. Because at the end of the day, the journey is just as important as what the ending or whatever. So you want to, like, it doesn't matter if you didn't finish it. It's the same. That's why the spiritual health and everything, it helps you. Just like if you put that in with anything you're doing, it gives you so much more meaning in life and makes you so much more happy. Because if you're whatever you stand for is gonna get you to be a millionaire, and you know that with every single thing, every single step, every single second you breathe, you're on your path to doing that, then it's gonna feel like you're already there. So like, if you already feel like you're there, then like, what does it matter if you get there or not? You got something that you're already working for, compared to like if you felt you were so worthless that you had nothing you were living for. You don't want that. That's why, like, the reason I'm making this video, I just want people to know, like, you'll think yourself so much if you sit down for like a week or like just meditate on something. I don't know how long it'll take you. I just say a week because that's like a few days. I don't know how long it takes people. I'm a different person. It took me a good bit to figure out what I want to do. And that might change over a while, but the main thing you want to do is always open your mind to change. Not change for the sake of change, but change for the betterment of your spiritual health. If you feel like every single day, and you think about it hard, not just think about, I don't like this, and I might be like, oh, I don't like this because it's hard. I don't like this because, oh, this person said something bad to me. Like, it could be, you have to think about it deeply, like, why get to the core of why you don't like this. Maybe you don't like this because one of your core values is to, like, you think you're not supposed to do a certain thing. Like, let's take, for example, a person who really wants to be an entrepreneur, but doesn't like the fact of having a lot of money. Like, if what you stand for is going to bring you money, then motherfucker, you gonna have to change. And this is like, you have to gauge. You have to get your priorities straight. Is the money, like, you have to get rid of your negative connotation towards the word money, having money, or anything, because that's gonna hold you back in a lot of things in life. From a lot of things that I learned from looking at a lot of millionaires, billionaires, and just good people speak. Because not just because people have money doesn't mean they're a bad person or anything. They speak about like how people get that bad connotation, but honestly, being like a person who gives people value is just all it is. That's what being an entrepreneur is. That's what being a real good person. Like, I came back, the first point I made is like the food thing. If you have a tiny bit of food but you keep giving it away, you can only give so much. But if you really, really cared about giving to people, then you would build yourself up so that you can have enough money, enough food for yourself, and not have to starve, and then give even more to all those people around you. That's the whole thing about being an entrepreneur. That's what's gonna get you out of that mindset that money is such a bad thing. Don't think about the bad aspects of people who are evil and like try to manipulate people to do things for them. That's not what it's all about. That's a side of the coin, but that's not the side of the coin that you want, because you want to be a good person with money. So don't think about the other aspects. What was I talking about? Like, think about what you stand for, all the aspects of it, and get yourself there spiritually. Like, that's why I said like, now I remember what I was talking about. I was talking about what do you feel like is wrong with whatever you're doing, and why. Like, get to the root of the problem before you think about like changing something, like, for the sake of change. Like, if it really, really needs to change, if it's a really big thing that like really goes against everything you stand for, and it's not what you want in your vision, your end goal, then yes, change, please, because that's not gonna make you feel good at all. If you feel like you have to do that, that's always gonna be on your permanent record, unless maybe you get to a point where you're able to spiritually just be like, you know what, I understand that I did that, I'm just gonna move past it, and that's a whole other story. But I mean, obviously, if you're conscious of it, like, what's the point of consciously making a decision that's not what you want to do over and over and over and over again every single day? I go to this job, I know this is what I want to do, I know this is evil. It's like someone in crime, like someone doing drugs. Like, if you're addicted to something, why are you not making any like attempts to, fix it? Maybe you tried once, okay, and you messed up and failed. It's like, okay, keep on going. Like, you never be willfully ignorant when it comes to your spiritual journey. Like, if you didn't know something, that's okay. But if you know something that's going to hurt you and you keep on doing it, and you're like, oh, you gonna act like you didn't see, you're turning blind eye to it. That's like you're selling yourself short at that point, and there's no like excuse for it. So let me get back to the main topic of the video with the putting things in perspective on how to put your spiritual journey, and just implement that into every single point in your life. Like I said, like, you want every single thing that you're doing to like come back to your spiritual journey. So everything you're doing gives you energy, makes you happy. So that means like building habits. Success, spiritual success, material success, it all comes from building the habits. All the richest people, all the happiest people in the world, they have habits that make them happy. They have skills that make them happy, makes them bring value to other people to make them happy. So that means like, if your goal is to be fit, what makes you fit is not having abs, and like not having that much fat on your body. What makes you fit is the habits that you're doing to get to that point. So that means like every single day, or like 4 times a week, you're in the gym pumping iron, or like going on a run or something. You're eating fine, all that stuff. It all comes with habits. And habits, then what's gonna help you build these habits is knowing that it relates all the way back to your spiritual journey. Like I said, with the work thing, if you have a job that you don't even like, it's not totally what you want, but the only thing you need to focus on is that it's getting you to the point, and always be looking for improvement to move up to another point that's gonna get you even more to that point you're trying to go to. So what I'm saying is, like, you want to build these skills, these habits or whatever. So for example, the way that you need to do it, like I said before, in the other the addiction thing, the addiction drug, like maybe smoking something, you want to take baby steps, so that you can, if And that's just what's gonna get you through those baby steps is knowing that it relates all the way back to what you want to do in your life. What is you want to like? What do you stand for as a purpose, as a person, as a human being? You want it to relate all the way back to that, so that you don't even think about that. You write it down one time. You always want to write things down. Write it down one time so that you know in the back of your mind, this is why you're doing this. So, start your baby steps. You know, okay, once a week I'm gonna start eating a salad. Then you bump that up 2 times a week, or maybe 1.5 times a week. You eat half a salad, something like that. Maybe like okay, for the working out thing, maybe okay, I'll put my running shoes on. Maybe it's too much for me to push myself to go outside yet first, because like I haven't been working out like ever. Or maybe in a long time. So that's gonna be a lot to ask for you. Obviously, if your mind is gonna be in that one habit of not doing something for so long, it's so hard to get out of that habit. That's why you're trying to build a new habit to do that point, and that takes a lot of like inching forward until you get enough momentum and you're going on a hill at 90 miles per hour. So that's what you want to do. And once you're building all these habits, like okay, like you see yourself at this point where you're me for example, I see myself being like a really big teacher, a musician, a mentor to people, to a lot of people, and like I have a lot of businesses and music and all that stuff. I see myself at this one high point. I have to build all the different little habits that are gonna put me into that point. The organized, like I said, the baby steps still. Being fit, baby steps, the discipline that it takes to get all that, baby steps. Having good musical skills, like in all the categories, that's baby steps in each one. And then after a little bit, like I said, the ball rolling down the mile at 95 an hour, it's like spinning plates. Once you get the ball rolling, you can move on to the next one, because it's already a habit. It gets better and better on its own, because you're gonna your mind's already set up to like, all right, I'm gonna keep on doing this every single day, because this is what it's normal to you. You get up out of bed, you got to brush your teeth, you drink some orange juice. It's just like that. So that's what you need to do. Like you need to, for you to be able to be successful in life spiritually and materially, they coincide with each other. Like I said, like people need to get past. The reason I know that it coincides is because the negative connotation towards money, that's a spiritual. I put spiritual and psychological in the same box. It's a thing that your mind makes about itself. It makes yourself think that, oh, you need to be evil to have a lot of money, but that's not how it is. That's another wall you got to get past spiritually. Like, let's say like you were scared or something. That's another thing you got to get past spiritually. You have some type of anxiety, nothing you got to get past spiritually. All these things that you do in your life, it's all spiritual like obstacles you got to maneuver around and like know your way back and forth to just keep on doing it over and over again, and it gets smoother and smoother. And then once you open yourself up so much more, you can take on more things. Your mind opens up a little more. You see things differently. You're happier because you know how the world actually works, and you feel you can do anything you want. That's what really happens. Once you keep doing that, you like I said, the ball is rolling, my guy. The ball is gone. You out this bitch. It's just a matter of time. Then you realize, like, yo, like, I could have been doing this from the start, but I know it's levels to this shit, my nigga. Like, you had to get to this point because of what you had in the past. That what you did in the past is what brought you to this point that you are right now. And you know what? I've been supposed to do this. Like, I don't even gotta worry about nothing. I already know what my trajectory is. My trajectory has been like this from the start. I know my dream. I've been free from the start. You've been free from the start of everything you've been doing your whole life. It just took you to this point that you're in right now to get you to the next point. It's all steps and levels to this shit. You might think that you might be on level 1 and might not think that you're gonna be a level 5. But once you get to level 5, you're gonna look back and be like, damn, of course I was gonna be good up here. You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. So, end of the story is, this is why I want more people to like think in this way. Like, yes, it's more, you could just go and like just do things because you heard, or like you read a book and it tells you exactly what to do. But what you really need to do is listen to yourself. What does your spirit tell you to do? What do you stand for as a person? Ask yourself that question until you can get that answer. And I know that answer might change a few times, but you need to keep on asking yourself that question until it doesn't change anymore. And then when you get to that point, that's whatever you're doing in your life, that it will line up completely with that. And you just skyrocket into the sky with how you feel every single day. You feel like you always on a mission. You got everything planned out. Planning is such a big, oh my God, planning is so good for you in this exact way I'm talking about right now, because it gets you to get your thoughts out. And like, if you like me, I never wanted to write anything. I'm a rapper, like I said, like I like to make music and everything. I never wanted to, I never been one to like, I've been off and on with writing, but like a part of me, this is something I'm still getting over spiritually. Is like, be like, okay, these thoughts that I have in my head, I need to write them down. I have to take the time, bring out a book, and write it down. That's why I got my book right here. I'll be writing in this. I have to write these thoughts down so that I can internalize them, and so that I can just go ahead and like pull from that. Oh, I remember when I wrote that thing down. That thing that's supposed to help me out right now. Yes, that's why you need to write things down. It helps you out so much. But hope you got a lot of information for what I was talking about this entire video. Go ahead and like and subscribe, comment, whatever you want to say. Like, some things I was talking about. You got some discussion points you want to talk about in the comment section. I'll be there. I'll respond to whatever happens. So thank you for watching. It's been Mezitate. Good luck.